Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Washington, and today I'm going to be presenting to you guys a project idea titled A plus. A plus is simply a project idea I had after watching a show called On the Spectrum, and I never really realized how much I cared about people who face social challenges, and I simply want to just build a world for them to feel free. So what is autism? Autism is a serious developmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and interact. Um, so, a lot of you have probably seen it before where people who face social challenges will go out in public or don't really comprehend what people are what they're doing, or they have difficulty understanding, and sometimes it can cause them to have sensory overloads, ticking, or there's also this thing called stimming, which is it could be gnawing or even more violent. They will even get to the point where they'll bang their head, whatever. So it's a really sad thing that we still don't have a cure for. But I always say that we can make it better by creating a better experience for them in the world. Some of our goals are to create a festival for the autistic people to start with, getting their voices heard, combating autism with some programs. I don't know, we could do anything, like as far as from sponsorships to donations to school, to help have a better learning program for them, anything like that, because we have a huge budget. And rebranding normal, really, really restating what it means to be normal and taking those factors that limit them out of the picture. And then long term, being recognized globally and even going on a global tour. So the festival is, it's the purpose of the festival is to truly accommodate every need that is to be met by someone who faces a social challenge. Um, we understand the problems, and we'll talk about that later. But it's going to be an amazing experience for whoever is with the autistic person or whatever the case may be. It's open to the public, but we want to really make it fun and for the people who face those challenges, so they can feel like they belong here. They feel welcome and free, and we want to expand that and stress that as much as possible, with games, booths, and for those who. So the whole venue is broken down into from largest to smallest. That which means people who are capable of doing more are going to see more colors. They're going to hear louder music. They're going to see more people. Where there's also an area where it's going to be more quiet. It's going to be more crafty and more simple, so we can avoid some of those things that might cause anxiety, which can potentially cause a sensory overload. Um, so the elements of the festival, of course, we are going to have to be very careful because we, once again, do not want to harp on any anxiety. We want to make the experience as fun and as exciting as possible, but we also have to take into consideration of, some of the issues that can be caused by inviting that many types of people facing those issues and bringing them all together. But let's talk about the festivities. So, one of my favorites is the carnival games. We're gonna have a spin the wheel, the just tons of carnival games, food trucks with all types of foods, music, and then karaoke, a Ferris wheel, speed dating, which is one of my favorites as well, arts and crafts, a panic room, which I know doesn't sound like the greatest festivity for us, but for them, it is going to be that's going to be their safe haven. A huge variety of merchandise, which will all be free. All the merchandise will be free. They will not have to pay for a thing. And a pet form. So we get to the concerns, which I've talked about a little bit, but I had a hard time making this presentation because I kept thinking about some of the triggers that might occur. So, people with learning disabilities are more likely to have trouble in public spaces, far too complex for their understanding. Due to problems with social interaction, we must consider factors that might be too overwhelming for their experience. Yes, we want to provide a space where they can feel normal and enjoy themselves. However, since the cause of stemming sensory overloads and even aggression is on such a broad aspect, we should start with evaluating any risky content that may trigger any sensitivity. So, my idea of combating this is I would like to have in-house counselors, the panic rooms, as mentioned earlier, the quiet areas, the arts and crafts, rumble monitors, and also the floor plan, which I mentioned earlier. So, for example, when you first enter the festival, there will be it's going to be a lot quieter. It's going to be a lot more calm and respective, and more black and white. And as you further venture out, things will get louder. Things will get more um, for more developed people to experience. And with counselors, the plan was to have around around 100 volunteers, because the park has to accommodate up to 4,000 people. So 100 volunteers, which is around 4 per person. Um, Excuse me, that's like 40 people per person. But and then we'll have 20 counselors per 100 people as well. So and there will be more people at the festival to help, but which is also where the rumble monitors come in and come into play as well. There will be managers in the back, watching on cameras, trying to prevent things which are actively alerting people. And then we'll have another set of people who are considered walking buddies for people who need assistance when they are feeling puzzled. And we want them to explore and express themselves, but we also want to prevent anything that might have a domino effect on anyone else. So, and then we also have the quiet areas and panic rooms. So, once again, with walking buddies and counselors, we'll allow them to guide them to places, areas where it's quieter and where they can, have their moments, and we can help them walk them through their understanding and listen to their problems. So, yes. So the budget breakdown. So as you can see here, I'm going to start from smallest to largest. We have our decorations that go for 90,000, our equipment, which is 100,000. So both of which are kind of together. So you have decorations, which goes with booths, which goes with lights, which goes with, um, you know, all types of pictures and drawings and um, which also sort of includes handouts and stuff like that. um, and then our equipment is you know we have we still have an electricity bill. We still have we're gonna have speakers, we're gonna have benches, park, all types of places for them to sit, nice tapestries, stuff like that for the panic rooms and stuff, all those good things like that. And then we need our license for music, whatever music we're going to play. This estimate was made just from other music festivals and how much what the max was. So, and then also we have to consider our vendors as far as food and drinks and other merchandise that isn't included in our own merchandise. Um, and then we have our own merch, which is at around $250,000. It's only so expensive is because it's so many different things that we're going to be giving out to them because we want to make them feel like winners and a part of us. So, and then you have our transportation because we know a lot of disabled people are unable of traveling on their own. We want to be able to provide them for transportation when we're in their city or in their state. And also for the people that work with us, the volunteers or whatever the case may be, we will be providing them with transportation and food. And then we have our salaries, which broken down for around 185 people on board, it's around 185, well, it's $1,855,000. Um, then we have our venue rentals, which is not for one venue, but that is projected for 1 year of travel across the United States, and it's $2,560,000, coming to a grand total of $5.4 million, which sounds like a lot, but once again, um, we received a grant from the state, and that is $5.5 million. So that remaining 30,000 goes to charity. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the money. So my conclusion. The sole purpose of A Plus is to completely recreate what being normal truly is. This is only the beginning of a new world where everyone feels accepted. Autism awareness is something that many people often forget, and among other social challenges, we must still consider them as a part of who we are as humans. Our largest goal is to create a space where freedom is the only feeling they have. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.